Ndị ba ekene m ụlọ ọzọ n'ụbọchị nketa daalụ niile kunu si na-esere n'ife na-eme anyị sikwa nke onye chikwado ya zelu ọwa dịka o si dị anyị eje gbapụ na ya ọsọ igosi na ife ji maka ya wee bịa n'iru akwụkwọ n'ụbọchị nketa o nwere nnukwu ozi dị oke mkpa anyị wetara ndị Biafra ụmụ Igbo maka na anyị kwere unu nkwa na anyị ga na-ewetara unu ife dị mma n'iru akwụkwọ mana ife ị ga-eme na anyị bụ ọ bụ na ịbụ onye Igbo ihe na-ekwu okwu a ndị Igbo ọ bụ na Igbo Biafra ọ na Igbo Biafra, let me say Rivers, Port Harcourt, Edo State, some part in Edo State, and let me say South and Southeast. Because get this message n'ilu akwụkwọ a ọ ga-enyere ụmụnne anyị aka ọfụma anyị na-achọ nwere onwe mana anyị nwere ife anyị kwesịrị ime ife na-akpọ domestic principle and primary principle anyị kwesịrị na-carry along in the pursuit of our freedom and in anyị were ka economy dị kịta so ị ga-esa this message nkwa na-ekwe gị as a Biafra na ya survive na this economy and dịka anyị na-eche for nwere onwe anyị. Alright, over to you, sir.
The first thing I want us to understand is that it's not going to get better, so that we'll not keep having these unrealistic expectations. If you look back at our democracy since 1999, we have never had a better government. So go think back 23 years.
It keeps getting worse.
It keeps getting worse. It has never gotten better. So we need to have that reality behind us while we are looking at the future. Because life is lived forward but understood backwards. We have never had a better government. So to believe or expect that, oh, this one will be better than the former one, you're going to be setting up yourself for trouble. So that's number one mindset you need to have. It's not going to get better. Even when we look at it prophetically, darkness will cover the earth, gross darkness the people. So it's not going to get better. But we're going to go through what has happened with this new government is that they are making the right decisions. Now, the right decisions they are making is going to make things tougher. But if we are able to weather the storm, there is light at the end of the tunnel. With reference to subsidy, I wish that with reference to subsidy, we have all accepted the 2012 verdict. Because Sanusi was crying. They were all crying. They gave us the figures. But this same APC government and many other people were against them. Today now, some people are fighting. This subsidy is a fraud. We all know it has to go. So anyone that is saying they should not remove subsidy, you are not being realistic. Because we are at the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. So subsidy must go. The challenge is always, should we go now? What do we need to put in place before it go? All those are stuff we will discuss with time. But that it must go. It has gone. Number two, the floating of the dollar. It's a good decision. But one thing we need to understand is that there's what we call the gestation period for every policy. When a policy is made, it takes between 6 months to 2 years. All other factors being considered before the benefit of that policy begins to come. So all these ones we think things are tough. It's not tough. We have not started. So don't even disease. We have not started because we are just less than 2 months in the policy now. So it is when the policy goes through its gestation period. So for the fuel subsidy, for instance, it's going to go higher and higher. Then when all the fuel that people that have given licenses have come in, then it can begin to go down. But don't forget that we don't have any refinery. We have not been able to have one refinery in almost 40 years. Yet an individual did one in less than 4 years. Another one is doing one now that will be ready in another 4 years. It shows that we are not ready. So for you to be expecting that government will do something for you, you are fooling yourself. The government is not there to help you. So you have to think of how to help yourself, which is where survival strategy now comes in. So my own advice for individual is to understand that the principles that makes for surviving and thriving in any economy has never changed. There is nothing you are going through today that people have never gone through before. They survived it. If we survive lockdown, we'll survive this one. We just need to face reality. And the reality is twofold. Increase your income or reduce your expenditure. But many times people always think of increasing income alone. Reducing your expenditure is a major aspect of surviving any economy because the income will not necessarily increase if you don't have value that you are offering that will demand money to flow to you. So if you are earning salary, salary will not increase. They will even most likely sack you. Because if I'm to advise an entrepreneur right now, entrepreneurs should be making the tough decisions. Tough decisions includes letting go of people that you can survive without, letting go of people so that you can be able to have a lean operation and then be able to survive as a business. So that means you that think that things are tough, that the salary is small, you most likely even lose that small salary, because entrepreneurs have to make the tough decision. So number one is reducing your expenditure. And I want to deal with the major aspect of life. And please listen to me objectively if you want solution. Everyone needs to understand the majority of what you are spending money on, you don't need to spend money on them. You are spending money on them because somebody has programmed you to think that way. And until we go back and face it, we're going to remain. So let's go to the major thing: food, clothing, shelter, education, academics. Those are the things that take money. So let's break it down. Number one, food. You see 3 square meters. Is 3 a square or a triangle? Who told you you must eat 3 times a day? That's part of the setup. So we have all been breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Where? Who told you that? Who defined it such? So even when you are not hungry, you are asking for food. You ask yourself, hey, where's my lunch? Are you hungry? Hey, but I've not eaten lunch. Must you eat lunch? So everybody must go sit down as a family and say, okay, in this family, from today, 011, 101, 001, whatever, you must reduce your food. Because you eat to live, you don't live to eat. If you eat once a day, you will not die. You're going to go through a period within 2-3 weeks, you will adjust. You'll be shocked that once a day is okay and you'll be healthy. Once you eat well, that's on the food aspect. On the issue of clothing, we don't need to talk too much. Most of the time, it's self-esteem issues. People don't even know what you are wearing. There's what we call the 20-40-60 principle. When people are in their 20s and in their 30s, most of the decisions they make is based on what people will say, how people will feel. By the time you get to your 40s and 50s, you don't care what anybody is saying. By the time you become 60, you realize that nobody was even saying anything in the first place. You are the one setting yourself up. How many times have you done hair, wore shoe, and nobody saw? That you now told them, you didn't see myself, you do shoe. Your husband will give you money to go to salon. And you will return, and he will not even commend you because he has forgotten. There are many things the man is thinking of. It's not that you went to do hair. So most of the things we are spending money on, all the clothes you have in your wardrobe, your bungalow is in your wardrobe. All the clothes you have in your wardrobe, how many have you won? All through lockdown, what did you do with those clothes? We are bag and shoe to match. Our destiny is not matching our bank account. We are wearing both straight. Our life is not straight.
Amen.
We are wearing 3-piece suit. We don't have three-story building. We need to cut down on all the waste and excesses. Then let's go to shelter. Now you have a wife. Many of us grew up in room and parlor.
You want to stop him?
Husband, wife, and 5 children. We grew up in one room. We grew up in room and parlor. We survived. Cutting was what our parents were using to survive. They didn't have car, they were happy. Now you have cars, you are sad. Now you are in duplex, you are frustrated. Why? Because we have built our appetites over the years based on materialism, what people will think, what people will feel, and we have set ourselves up. You'll be amazed that in Lagos today, the illiterates are the landlord, the educated ones are the tenants. All those people we call illiterate that we think they don't have brain, they are the one buying land, building houses. You now, you go and park a 14 million naira car in a 8 million naira rented apartment. You think you are a big boy, you lack understanding. And the tenant will be calling you a guy tenant, the landlord will be calling you a guy tenants. So we need to cut down on houses. Any room you don't need is not your own. Abroad, they do fostering, they rent out room. It's time for us to begin to think, okay, this one now, do I need to move to Ibadan? Do I need to move to Ogun State? Do I need to move to a cheaper place to save my destiny and save my family? Because it's not going to get better. Do I need to move from 3-bedroom to 2, or from a duplex to a flat? Do we need to cut? That is what needs to happen. Then let's go to education.
So Olumide Emmanuel has been giving us some goals that we need in the season, and some of us are already reanalyzing our expenditure even right on the show. You need to act on these things. You were going to go into education.
So let's go into education. Number one, who told you that you must go to school? Where did you get the idea from? Who ingrained that thinking into you? A child is not supposed to go to school until the child is 4 years old. Because we destroyed the public education, a generation of private school owners came and started coming up with products to take money from our pocket and program us into the bondage of education. So they start talking of preschool, kindergarten, all kinds of names for the first 4 years where nothing. And many people now, that's what you are spending money on. So your husband is earning 250. You are earning 80,000 or 100,000. So the total money coming to your family is 350. The school fees you are paying is 200. Where is the wisdom? Can't somebody stay at home and say, look, you know what? For the first 4 years of my child's life, I'm going to stay. I'm going to homeschool this child. My husband, you'll be working. I will stay at home. Many women that are working today, they are not supposed to be working. It has nothing to do with family. It's about my family. What's our family value? This is the formative stage of this children. Stay at home, because what you are going to earn is not even anything. You are going to earn 100. So if you are earning something big, they might say, okay, Oni, maybe you are, the man will be the one to stay at home. Because we see this happening all over. So we should diffuse ourselves.
You say that again, sir. Because your voice was very loud when you were saying the women can stay at home.
No.
If the woman is earning more,
the man should stay at home. It's happening everywhere. It's for your family. The man will now stay at home. You homeschool these people. Because one of the things that has affected us is because we have this mindset of full-time housewife. There is nothing like that anymore in the 21st century. Because everybody full-time housewife. Because everybody can work from home now. So from home you can be a millionaire, from your own. There are many things you can do from home. So there is nothing like I don't want to be a full-time housewife. You can be a stay-at-home mom and run things from home and take care of the formative stage of your children. When it's now time for them to go to school, the most important education is primary and secondary. Case closed.
I agree.
Anything after secondary school, you are fooling yourself. Majority of the university today, they are all just wasting their life away, because many of the courses you are studying is useless. The world is changing. The day you enter school, by the time you graduate in 5 years time, everything you have learned is useless. Over 80% of what you learn in university is useless in the real world. So what are we killing ourselves? University, you don't know any trade, you don't have anything. After you finish 22 years in school, the first letter you write is I beg to apply. So the educational system was programmed to make you a beggar, so that you can be begging for job, because we have people graduating, they can't create job, they are seeking for job. Once you have finished primary school and you have discovered purpose, from primary school you can now say, okay, I'm going to catering school 3 years or 2 years, I'm going to tailoring school 2 years. You will now go and study to develop the skill that you have discovered,
and you can become a chef
from that point
at 13.
Because the courses of the future, most of the courses people are studying now, they are trying to solve yesterday's problem. The courses that will solve tomorrow's problem does not require 4 years. Why? Because certification is almost every 6 months. New things are coming out. So you need between 6 months to 18, 2 years max, to be focused on the basics of any skill or career, and then you continue to grow in that career.
What about computer programming?
In fact, that's the simplest one. In 6 weeks, you can start making money. In 6 weeks.
You don't need to go to spend 4 years.
Cyber security, all manner of stuff going on. You can sit in your house and you'll be making millions in dollars legally. There are schools in this Lagos that will teach you that free of charge. They will house you, they will feed you, they will teach you free, they will still give you a job. And then you will pay back when you get a job over a period of time. School free in this Lagos. People are not looking for that. They want to go and do 4 years, and then 4 years that will become 6 years, because it's the programming. Because when we're growing up, our parents want you to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer. All those courses are useless now. AI is taking over.
What I'm telling you is,
we should about law. Law is
there is nothing called law, but yes, they are all expired courses. Law, medicine. AI is doing it now. Watson will take over. The law you are studying law in Nigeria. When you get to England, you can't practice. You have to acclimatize to their own. You do their bar. You go to America and say, but the software now, AI, will be a global lawyer that has every law of every nation and understands every language. So which law are you reading? We are just wasting time. It's a programming that we have not yet understood, and we are still following that assembly line.
So I argue with all this medicine. I won't leave law, medicine. You actually need to go and study medicine.
And there are AI now, there are robots now. We are in the fourth, in fact, we are in the 15th doctorate revolution, that I will put the machine on your body now. It will tell me everything about you from A to Z, from A to 2, the state of your kidney, your liver, your lung, and the treatment you need to have. Do you know there are tablets you can take now, just one vitamin? Everything you need for your whole day is inside. You don't need to eat.
So I agree with most of the things.
And you'll be okay. So I'm not saying that those things will not be needed, but the number of people that are going in there will be left stranded, because by the time you come out, we need 50. There are 5 million of you. You will not be stranded. So we need to begin to think
differently.
Yeah,
that's it.
I get
because the way forward is you must be a value creator. Many people are in the marketplace, they are not offering value. They are just going to collect. And what does it mean? Money flows in exchange for value. What is value? Meeting needs, solving problems, and answering questions. So you must have something you are offering your generation that they are paying you for. People don't employ for activity anymore. They employ for productivity. You know, you are an entrepreneur. Do you know how many unemployable graduates we have in Nigeria? They can't speak good English. They can't write letter without correction.
They didn't go to school.
And these are the people, and you are talking to them.
They went to school.
They went to school, but school didn't go through them because most of these schools they are not teaching them anything.
Okay.
They are just buying handouts.
I agree with you.
Do you have an idea of the Nigerian university? 300 people in the class, 120 people in the class, 80 people in the class. Lecturers don't come.
You don't even come.
These are the realities. Why are we deceiving ourselves? You now say my child is in this, is in that. Then we now say it's a
And
private.
you're borrowing money to pay for it.
This is a private university. This is a private this. This is a Christian. There is no Christian school. Please listen. I have 2 master's degrees. I have 2 PhD. Not all. I went to school, so I have 2 PhD. So I'm not saying that you should not go to school. I'm not saying that you don't need education. But when you are going to school, be going to school because you really need it. Be going to school because it is important to help you to become who you are supposed to be. Many people already discover what they are supposed to do. I'm supposed to be a fashion designer, but because of this programming, you want to first go and do medicine. Then you now come back to that. You want to first do architecture first. That is the deception I'm talking about. And then when you are going to school, don't go to school based on the programming of the courses you think will help you to be marketable. Go to school to study the courses that will help you to solve the problem of the world you are living in. Many of us are mirroring our parents' dreams and desires. That's why the popular courses are, now do you know that in our own days, if you have told your mom you want to be an actor, an actress, they will have said you are a prostitute, they will have said you are doing this.
Amam na ife anu abụrụ maka freedom ife anyị tinye n'ilu akwụkwọ mana were ife ji weti ya dịka anyị na-azọ freedom anyị need pere work on ourselves n'ebe ego dị dịka anyị si eneta family anyị anya maka na ị na-anya na ọ gbajigodoro ihe niile garasịrị ọnụ dọla na-akụzi 1000 naira kịta and ka anyị ga-eji wee survive nsị ka anyị gosi ụmụ Chineke ife a kafa gee ya mmanụ ka a ga-esi wee survive na ezinụlọ ha dị iche iche dịka anyị na-eche maka nwere onwe. Ama m na ife anyị mere dị mma. Ọ bụ na ife anyị mere dị mma, biko kaba arụ ka ị drọpụra ya comment on the comment section below. Biko ọ bụ na ife anyị tinyere dị mma, kaba arụ ka ị drọpụ ya on the comment section below. Kwuo na ọ dị mma, ọgwa na ọ dịghị mma, esi na ọ dịrọ mma. Alright, once again, thank you so much for joining us today at Eastern News 24. What do you have to say? Gịnị ka ị nwere ike ikwu gbasara maka ihe a onye ọzụzụ atụrụ a kwuru n'iru akwụkwọ a gbasara maka ihe onye ọbụla kwesịrị ime dịka na ọ dị dịka obodo akpọọla nkụ ife ị kwesịrị ime iwe survive. Alright, dịka ị gere ya bụ ife, drop your own comment gbasara maka ihe onye ọzụzụ atụrụ a kwuru n'iru akwụkwọ. Alright, thank you so much, and may Chukwu Obiama bless you and keep you. Ise.